everyone, Freddie again from Drummond. I hope that you've been enjoying our daily uplift videos and they've been getting you moving in your house. For the last couple of days we've been doing yoga and today is day 3, so we are going to be doing a little bit of Pilates. We're going to do just seated today, predominantly because I know a lot of you don't have that much room at home, so it means that you can just remain on your mat. I hope that you enjoy. Thank you so much for all the lovely messages that you've been sending. We really appreciate it and we're just doing it to keep you guys smiling and moving. Again, if you have any requests or anything like that, do let us know and have a fabulous weekend. Okay, so we're going to begin by doing a roll back. So I'd like everybody to come to sit on your sit bones with the feet at the front of your mat so that you've got enough room to roll all the way back. Now Pilates is all about the 6 principles: centering, control, concentration, precision, breath and flow. So while we're doing this, we're going to try and keep all of those things in mind. So to begin with, we're just going to take our feet together, take our toes and our heels out so that our feet are hip width distance apart. Our legs, today we're going to do a modified roll back, so our legs are going to stay in an A-frame and we're going to sit nice and tall into our sit bones. So our back is nice and straight and flat. So hold on to your shins to begin with, just to get you into that right position onto your sit bones, and then let go and try and stay there. So we're going to take our arms up, shoulders are down our back, and we're going to have our hands in a blade position facing each other, okay? Again, shoulder width. So we're here, we're drawing our belly button in towards our spine, so we're centering, okay? Dropping the ribs slightly so that there's a connection between the lowest rib and the hip, or belly button if you think about it that way. Shoulders are down your back again, and we're going to inhale, keeping that neck nice and long at the back. As we exhale, I want you to poke into the belly, alright? As if someone's poking you into their abdomen. I want you to take the top of the knicker or the boxer line down towards the floor. So, keeping your belly drawn in towards your spine, you're going to try and take every part of your back down, breaking it down as you come down, okay? Until you come to your head, taking your arms over your head. Now, if you have something in the way, just come as far as you can. Deep breath in. As you exhale, chin comes towards your chest, and we're going to roll the body back up, trying to keep those feet on the ground, okay, finishing here. And today we're going to finish with a pose, so we're coming up with those arms. Now if you find that that makes you arch into that upper back, okay, just come to as far as you can whilst keeping that flat back. Those of you who really struggle with this and can't get back up, grab yourself a long towel or maybe a top that you don't like so much, it's got a bit of stretch to it. Wrap it underneath your feet if you don't have a band, and then use that to help you come into this lovely lower curved part, which is called our C-spine, okay, as we come down, keeping that belly drawn all the way in, avoiding that doming, coming, and imagine that I'm holding my band, okay, chin comes to chest, and then you're going to pull on that band to bring you all the way back up. So let's carry on. We're going to do 4 more of those. So drawing our belly all the way in, coming all the way down. And if you're shaking a little bit, it doesn't matter. It just means you're working nice and hard, taking those arms as far over your head as you can allow with your space in your room. Chin comes towards your chest. And bring yourself back up. Try not to throw those arms over. What we want to try and avoid is the dump and throw, which is the dump, which is where you hit that biting point and you want to fall down, okay? And take those arms over, alright? Or the throw to come back up, okay? Really try and center yourself, draw those abdomens in, keep those rib connections going, okay, and control it as you're coming all the way down. Now use your breath, so we're going to inhale, as we exhale we come down. So in Pilates what we try and do is inhale to prepare and exhale to do all the work. So at the bottom we're inhaling, chin comes to chest, we exhale, we come all the way back up, trying to keep those feet on the floor if you can. Let's do 1 more, inhale, exhale to come down, so we're rolling all the way down. Okay, getting that spine nice and moving. Chin comes all the way to your chest as we come back up. And let's finish with that lovely pose if we can. And we're going to relax off there. So, bring yourself again onto your sit bones. We're going to use that roll back method and we're going to come down into a lying neutral position. So we're going to sit nice and tall, deep breath in. And as we exhale again, come into C-spine with that lower part of your back. Okay, draw your belly button in. Make sure we're keeping that belly nice and flat towards the body. And bring yourself all the way down. So, we're going to bring our legs into that A-frame position. Bring your feet together. Take those toes out and those heels out so that your feet are hip width distance apart. And we're just going to get our back into a neutral position. So I'd like you to pop your hands onto your elephant ears, so your parts of your pelvis here, your hips. And we're just going to arch into the spine and then over imprint. And by imprint, I mean lightly pressing your back into the ground. Okay, so we're going to do this a couple of times, rocking our pelvis backwards and forwards. This is a great thing to loosen up the lower back, by the way, these pelvic tilts. But we're just doing this to find our happy medium. So when you kind of find your happy medium in the middle, draw your belly button down towards your spine all the way, then push your belly all the way out, and then find that again, happy medium, all right, as we're nice and flat here and engage through the abdominal muscles. So, taking those rib cages down a little bit, so we're creating a connection between that lowest rib and your hip. All right, so from here down, we're nice and flat. Shoulders are down your back, so bring them up. Walk them down your back and take your little fingers down towards the floor. Now, what we want to also try and do is extend the neck at the back without flaring our ribs. Now, I'm very tight down my posterior chain down the back. So what I try and do, if I don't have a block, is grab a cushion, because they do depress slightly. Grab a nice cushion there, making sure that we're coming down properly, okay? And that will allow you to keep that centered position, keeping that connection without letting our ribs flare, but also getting that lovely long neck at the back and encouraging these double chins. Okay, so we're in our engaged position, so I want you to try breathing now. So we're staying centered, control your centering, and we're going to breathe through the ribs, so we're laterally breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. Okay, try not to let your belly breathe. So hold onto your belly if you need to, just to get used to breathing into, laterally into the ribs. Okay, so we're going to come into what's called our 100. So I would like you to stay really nice and engaged here. We're going to take our hands up towards the sky, and I want you to turn your hands away from your face, so they're facing down towards your feet. And we're going to inhale. As you exhale, I want you to bring your hands down by your thighs and lift your head and your shoulders off the ground. Now you can either start doing your 100 like this with your feet on the floor, or you can inhale one leg into tabletop, exhale other leg into tabletop, and you can do it in this position. So we inhale for 5, okay, and then I like to flip my hands and exhale for 5. This can either be done in an oscillating breath, so I'll okay, whatever works for you, okay, until you reach the count of 100. If this is too much for the neck, pop your head back down, keeping that engagement through the body, that centering, okay, and we're going to make sure that we're nice and flat here, because you're still going to be working predominantly into those lower abdominal muscles. If it's you're not getting enough here, you can extend the legs, and I like to point them to the top of the mirrors or the picture line, all right, here, and you just keep going until you reach the count of 100, okay? Precision marker here is that nothing is moving apart from your arms at the shoulders. So we're breathing in, breathing out until we reach 100. Now, someone once told me that they like to call this the 100-ish, and I really like that because I think quite a few people run out and lose count. So really try and focus on that counting. If you can tune up my talking just for a second, remember to take that head down if your neck is really sore. You don't like to hold on to it because you don't like to strain into the neck. Okay, so breathing in, breathing out, and then whenever you're ready, you're just going to lower that down with those legs, take them into your armpits or your chest, and just give them a bit of a roll. So we're just going to roll up or from side to side. You want to take your hands onto your knees and give those a bit of a roll one way and maybe the other way. You can always pause me here, rewind me and do that again if you want to add a little bit of extra abdominal work to our session today. Okay, so we're going to work a little bit into our glutes now. So I'd like us to go into our lying neutral again. So remember, engaging, having those feet hip width distance apart, toes facing forward if you can. I know it's difficult to see which way your toes are facing. If you can, get a family member just to adjust them for you. All right, and we're going to make sure that those hips are level, core is engaged. So remember, our core is not just our abdominal muscles, we're engaging through the whole of the torso. Shoulders are down your back, and we're going to take our hands up towards the sky, hands are in that blade position again, shoulders down your back, little fingers down, okay, only on the floor. Try and keep your arms off the ground for this. I want you to take your feet a little bit closer towards your bottoms to make it a little bit less challenging to begin with. And we're going to go into our bridge exercise. So we're going to inhale. As we exhale, squeeze into your glutes, okay, drive down into your heels, and we're going to peel the lower back off the ground, peeling everything off the ground, engaging into inner thigh to keep your knees from falling out, okay, and coming all the way up, getting a lovely long line down from knee to clavicle, collarbone. All right, deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to lower back down. So peeling the back all the way down. So we're going to do 8 of these. If you want to take it up a level, you might want to come up, all right, peel up and hold, and just hold here, all right, squeezing into the glutes, driving down into the heels. Okay, when we do get a little bit further along the line into our daily uplift videos, I'll give you higher options, but for the time being, all right, pick one, whichever works for you. This is a great way again of loosening the back, just going from the hips rather than earlier when we were kind of moving the whole spine down onto the ground. Okay, breathing in, breathing out, engaging into those adductors, all right. Squeezing your bottom, driving down into those heels, okay, and when you reach 8, just again, we're taking those knees in towards the chest or the armpits, whatever's more comfortable for you, giving them a rock. If this is uncomfortable to have your knees in this position, you can take your forearms, okay, into here, just to relieve the pressure on the knee, or pop a cushion in there, all right? So, just relaxing off there. We're going to come onto our sides, and we're going to do a side lying leg lift. So, remove your cushion or block, if you've got blocks at home, and we're going to have our arm nice and long. Use your arm as a pillow. So, as with every position, there is a side lying neutral, okay? So, we're going to make sure that hip is stacked on top of hip. If you do tend to get a little bit uncomfortable into the bony bit, greater trochanter that pushes down into the mat, then go grab yourself something soft, you know, like a towel or a mat or something that just takes the edge off. So again, making sure that we're lightly squeezing into those glutes, we're drawing belly in towards our spine. Again, we're keeping that connection from lowest rib to the hip, fingertips are on the floor, and we're going to really squeeze here. And I want you to, if you can, we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to take both legs off the ground. And we're going to inhale, exhaling to lift, inhaling to return. If this is too much, you can either leave your legs on the ground or you can bend that lowest leg. Again, if you haven't got an L shape in the way, alright, just bend it as much as is comfortable, lifting and lowering. So getting a really lovely squeeze into that glute, keeping the hips nice and stacked if you can. We're just going to keep going for 4 more. So go for 4, inhale to return, exhale to lift, 3, inhale to return, I want to hold up on 1, okay, 2, Inhale to return, exhale to lift. We're holding on 1 and holding, and we're going to lightly pulse for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, keeping stacked, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Move that leg over. Give it a bit of a slap or a move just to loosen off into that muscle. And then we're going to flip ourselves onto the other side. Now, I'd have a tendency to take your mat over to the other side, otherwise you end up not facing the camera. Alright, I see this sometimes in class, always makes me giggle. So we're going to lie nice and long to keep our heads relaxed. Again, let's recenter ourselves. Okay, top hip on top of bottom hip. Draw that belly in. All right, let's control here. Drop that lower rib cage, or lowest rib, sorry, towards the hip. All right, and top hand is here for support. So whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale as we exhale. If you can lift your legs off, remember, great. And we're going to inhale, point your toes if you can. Exhale to lift. Oh, just checking we've got enough clearance there. Inhale to come back down. All right, exhale to lift. Inhale to come back down. This is all about control. Your precision marker here is that nothing is moving apart from that leg at the hip. All right, we keep going. All right, good. And we're going to go for 4. Breathe in. Exhale to lift for 3. Remember, on 1 we're holding up. All right, for 2, relaxing back down. And for 1, we're coming up to the top. And we're lightly pulsing. Remember to use that breath. Please don't stop breathing. We need to breathe. Keep going for 6, 5, 4, breathe. 3, squeeze into that glute. 2, and 1. Relax off there. So coming to seated, we're going to do a couple of little stretches. So just to loosen off into the glutes, I like to just do a nice bit of a twist. So we're going to take our legs nice and straight. You're going to take your left leg over your right. So trying to place that foot onto the floor. You're going to sit nice and tall, wrapping that right arm around your left leg. You're going to take your left arm behind you, nice and close to the body. So fingertips if you've got short arms like me, or palms of the hand. Sit nice and tall, and then we're just going to take a light twist. The beauty of this is you're getting a lovely stretch into the glutes and a little bit maybe into the hamstrings, so the back of the leg. And you're getting a bit of a twist into your mid-spine, the thoracic spine, which does get super tight, particularly if we're sat down a lot while we're at home. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, we're going to swap onto the other side. So extend those legs again. Let's take our right leg over left leg this time, sitting nice and tall, wrapping that left arm around right leg. Right arm comes behind you. Again, fingertips or palms, depending on how long your arms are. Use it to straighten into that spine. Deep breath in, still engaging through that belly button if you can. We're going to exhale, come round. Okay, looking over that shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. And the lovely thing about this is that taller you sit, the more you'll tend to feel this. And just note which side feels a little bit tighter. Don't need to tell anyone, it's just good for you to know what's going on in your body. And relaxing off there. So, I want you to bring those feet together. We're going to hold into our ankles. This is a bit of this is also a yoga pose, so this is called bound angle pose, but I think it's really good for stretching into the groin and into the adductors, particularly when we've been doing that bridge exercise. So we're going to sit nice and tall, we're going to inhale, exhale, draw yourself forward. So I like to think of pulling my chest towards the crease where the wall meets the ceiling, keeping that back nice and flat rather than relaxing forward. So nice and straight, straight flat backs, looking up towards that crease in the ceiling. Alright, feeling that lovely big pull into groin and inner thigh, because that's where we want to feel it. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting the shoulders relax. Taking one more deep breath. And letting go there. So you can carry on stretching. I always recommend it. You're nice and warm. It should be nice and warm now. But if you want to do any of our previous sessions to add on to today to keep moving because you feel fired up and ready to do more, then that's great. But otherwise, I will see you tomorrow and have a great day.